Welcome everyone to Dark Souls 2! We are back in Aldia's Keep, and right off the bat we're gonna be murdering these kobolds. Because they're kinda jerks, really. And they kinda drop a bunch of unique and exotic stuff, including extra pursuers, which brings joy to my face. Weirdly, not weirdly put, but more importantly, we're gonna make our way over to this peculiar chest over here. Why am I keeping a bit cautious? There's a good reason. That'll make sense. Because that chest is actually a lie. What could it be? Could it be our good friend, the Mimic? I just horrifically murdered in one go. But for killing that Mimic, we get ourselves the Dark Mask and the sun and another Sunset Staff. But with that said, with him dead, let's continue onwards into the actual manor itself of Lord Aldia. And maybe figure out and perhaps we will see more of his creepy and wacky experiments within. Hint, hint, we're probably going to be seeing more of his creepy experiments. And I'll just bring Infinity up just because it looks nice. But more importantly, we are being invaded by the Dark Spirit, Astelatia. I can't really pronounce his name, but say hello to Lucatiel's brother. Alatia of Mira. I guess we figured out what he's been up to all this time. I'd have been Black Phantom, and now he's dead. The one person that Lucatiel could not defeat, we have defeated ourselves because we have the cheating advantage of magic. And well, let's finally enter his keep, the proper version of his keep, to which we get an impressive sight of a lovely dragon skeleton. And also becomes alive, so what you want to do is run over here.
What you want to do is run the fuck away!
Yeah, you just want to run over here. I'm gonna roar. And try to charge us here. And completely murder that poor basilisk that was sort of hiding in a crate. Unfortunately, that part of the skeleton does kind of fade away, which is sort of sad. But if we go in here, we have sort of an interesting path. If we go over here, you will see there are a bunch of messages, mostly telling you to go away. You don't want to do this. Also, I will say now, do not pull that switch. I would highly advise you not pull that switch.
Is there a current reason as to why?
Well, kind of frees the guy over there, and he kind of starts acting like and he kind of invades you in various parts of the world to murder your face.
And who is that guy over there?
We'll be talking with them at a later point.
Okay.
I love how you just do not question it. I was like, yeah, okay. Yes, we will be meeting.
I've learned not to question the things that you speak of.
Yes. Although, if we go in here, notice there are a bunch more mirrors. Similar to what the Looking Glass Knight wore.
I sense trouble.
And also what the mirrors that are around in Aldia and also sort of around Dragon Lake. Well, that's because these are the same mirrors. You can sort of imply that Aldia was the one who kind of created these things of wonder. And some of these mirrors do break to reveal some of the blue phantoms some of the various blue phantoms that the Mirror Knight can actually summon. You're trying to call, basically our good phantom we have yet to meet anyway. He isn't this particular phantom I murdered. He is a black phantom in the world, somewhere in the world, and he is actually kind of a burly man. Any more mirrors I didn't break? No, just him. Let's give this man a proper reunion. Proper greeting. Welcome to Dark Souls, mate. Yeah, it seems like I'm just bullying him, but oh well. He didn't do anything to defend himself, so I can't really give him too much pity. And in here we get ourselves another Petrified Dragon Bone and the Northern Ritual Band +2, which is basically the Dust Crown Ring. It basically acts as such. And this lizard, I normally would say, that red lizard that just ran off, I normally would say you ignore this guy. Because usually if you hit him and think you can get goodies, he usually will run up to you and explode. Well, in this chest, I don't remember what is in this chest actually. I usually don't pick it. Oh, a great magic barrier. I believe that is a miracle, I think. Yeah, it's a miracle. It
Indeed,
is.
it is.
Yeah, it is the former miracle that was, at least in Dark Souls, in the retcon of Dark Souls, it was a miracle created personally by Bishop the Havel in his hatred of Seath. And yes, I am basically resurrecting a Hippo Man. Despite the many times I say these guys are jerks. There's a good reason, because this particular Hippo Man cannot really go past these bones because he's too fat. So I'm gonna murder him. And killing him will almost always give you the Dragon Alkalite Mask. It's a nifty, cool little item for sure. That is not all. That is not all we have up here, because there's a basilisk up there. Kind of, sort of trapped, you could say. Why don't we go give him a proper greeting, eh? He will...
I'd say so.
Funny enough, I can just walk in here and, you know, you would think he'd be free, he'd be safe. No, he's kind of trapped in there, of course, and we'll try to petrify me, but he's not going to reach me because the breath stops there.
Woo!
Fun fact, if you fight him melee, he will actually break out of this cage, which begs the question of why he's in a cage this shoddy anyway. And killing him gives us a magic stone, and I believe over here is another chest. Yes, it is! Hurrah! All the escape, I will say, it's an inch. I like the feel of this place. But it's too short of but this place suffers of being a very short area, unfortunately. Like extremely short. Like, I'd be willing to say we're almost like halfway through the area already. Weirdly enough.
Sad.
Yeah, suffers from that, unfortunately. So we're just going to go into this doorway with a peculiar dragonstone. We're going to pull its lever. I remember when I first played this game, I didn't realize this was a switch, and I kept looking at this locked door going, what am I supposed to do? And finally, we have a lockstone door, which we are going to use. Probably an interesting thing. Opens up this very large hallway for us, where there is yet another Hippo Man. You can tell I'm already pleased. But also we have some of these peculiar paintings. Break them open, it reveals the Dragon Acolytes themselves. These are scientists and magicians that have basically worked with Aldia in his personal experiments. And boy, do they hurt a lot. Because they basically do a lot of magic. Most of the damage they can perform is basically magic based. Now we'll just deal with this Hippo guy right now, because no one likes Hippo Man. Especially not me. Ugh. Go away. And die. Good Hippo Man. A good Hippo Man is a dead one. Keep that in mind, people.
Hippo Man!
And under here we get ourselves another Radiant Life Gem, which is always good. I believe in here is a door which I do believe, if I remember correctly, there is a hidden wall here that gives us a bonfire. I'm not gonna rest at it, but I will light it so I can actually have it as a checkpoint. Also, there are more of those flesh dogs from before. This is sort of a sewer system of sort, but unfortunately the floor is covered in acid, which would actually be very bad for my equipment if I were to just walk in there willy-nilly like nothing was bad. So instead, we're gonna kill these guys we're gonna kill these guys in a way that kind of keeps me from going in there. I'm gonna take, and for the first time ever, Voltaire will actually remove all of his clothes to go bathe in acid for a bit. That'd be lovely.
Woo! Acid burning.
Unfortunately, I will have to turn off my pull my rings off because they too will be affected by acid if I keep them on. Gosh, no one likes that. You just get a corrosive urn and a large soul named Sunday. The corrosive urn base is the same as most pots, but only they just work on equipment decoration, and we got Aldia's key, which is going to be important in yet another petrified dragon bone. Ah, God, and don't walk into the wall because of spikes. I'm gonna put everything back so we'll be back there. I probably will speed up this last part so I can actually find where my rings are. There we go! And we are back with some clothes. Hooray! Oh, look, we're not completely nude now. But Aldia's key basically allows us to open a few doors that are kind of within this area. And also there are more paintings to open with more of Aldia's men. His fellow weirdos, you could say.
I would have to agree with that.
Yeah. And if we open, we can actually open this door, which is normally locked. Usually locked, at least. To which there's even more of Aldia's men, wonderful men. Oh, you want some fun as well? I will give you all the knowledge. Oh, nope. They can parry you. They will attempt to parry you. Which is saddening, honestly. I do like the fact that if you hit them enough with dark magic, they do actually kind of get stunned and kind of wobble towards you. It is kind of funny to me. On that table, we get ourselves the Soul of a Proud Knight, and there are parts of this room that do kind of anger me for various reasons, and I'm just going to ignore them. But look at this! It's another one of those acid bugs from the Shrine of Amana, kind of hinting that this is yet another creation of Aldia. He likes experimenting on a lot of things when the need arises for him. Aldia is just a weird guy, basically. We can assess that.
He's cuckoo.
Cuckoo is a word we can use, and as you can see with that tail, there is a hippo man. I am going to deal with him by way of laming him the hell out. And yes, he does. That's actually a jump scare. That is actually something he tries to do, in which, for no reason, tries to kill you through the door. It is a very cruel thing because there's really hardly any warning over it, but it just happens. And if we go through this door, there is yet another one of more of Aldia's goons over the pit of acid we were just at.
Hits of acid are fun.
Yes. And he's dead. They can drop all their stuff, including more of their gear, I believe. And I believe that is just all there is here. There are bodies of giants, though. However, so perhaps Aldia here was kind of experimenting with them. As for why, who knows? Also, here's another experiment gone horribly right. It's more of the undead, more of our friends from the Sinner's Rise, actually.
Isn't that one thing that was in the water?
Yeah. Unfortunately, this guy cannot. Unlike the Hippo Man, this guy cannot actually free himself. The bars are too strong for him, unfortunately. I do not appear to have any more dark orbs. You can just kill him the old-fashioned. Whoa. If I murder him the old-fashioned way, I mean I will get murdered.
All of the murder.
Yeah, it happens, good. It happens. But thankfully, we're not too far because we are still basically in that hallway, in essence. So, let's go murder some people. Yeah. Oh, no. That's the wrong way. I want to say there is something else in here that I'm missing, I think. I feel, at least. Oh, yes. That is because I totally am. Because behind these bookshelves, there's a body crammed behind here with a Pharaoh's Luckstone.
Meh.
I'll basically give us back to the one that we used, which is good. Those paintings I opened are still there. I'm going to ignore the obvious hippo man over there. At least the one in the cage behind me. Because I want to kill this guy first. If I can get my souls, because there's something with that the guy in front of us that we can actually do. We need, actually, ironically need his help to open a door. And thankfully for a brutish man as him, he can actually provide that for us. Because you've seen how gigantic and big he is. Broke the entire wall and everything.
Yeah, no shit.
Alright. Come on, Hippo Man, follow me! Unfortunately broke a chair which brings more of those. Come all you hippos. Because we need him to come over here to this door. We gotta somehow trick the hippo guy into breaking this door. Which is... I wish I could say easier said than done. Oh god. No, he didn't break it. Unfortunately, no. There we go. Now that he broke the door, we can kill him. We don't need him, really. Woo! That was too close for my own comfort. That grab, I almost got grabbed by him, and I was going to literally be very upset.
And shriek.
And you don't know about that grab. Their grab is not fun, but behind this broken wall, we finally get ourselves the malformed shell, which is an interesting item. Another byproduct of Aldia messing with things, as Aldia kind of does.
Aldia does what Aldia does.
Aldia does a lot of things, even if he may or may not know why. Actually, I think he completely knows why. And finally we have ourselves, and congratulations, we are at the very end of this place. Because we have ourselves a door up ahead, but unfortunately, I wish it was that simple. There is even more hippo men. We have one more hippo to deal with.
Hippo man.
Yeah. Surprise, there's a hippo man. But unfortunately, as he's revealing, there is a fog gate, which is the way out. And to our boss, actually. And our boss, ironically. And we got ourselves some herbs, thankfully. So with that said, with our boss finished, I'm gonna turn human real quick. Just kind of a normal habit. And don't you remember if there are like an actual like NPCs for this fight? I don't think so, but even so, it's not gonna be really needed. This boss is kind of silly on it anyway. So, and my frame is kind of dropping, but anyway, I give you the Guardian Dragon, which is basically the Hellkite Worm.
Discount Hellkite Worm.
It basically is. If you want a good strategy for him, stay here under him, where his leg is, and just abuse it. And unfortunately, he's dead.
Already?
Yeah. Because Great Resonant Soul is unfortunately still stupidly overpowered as a hex. But we have acquired his soul, which is the first dragon to actually do so. The soul of a dragon that guards the path to the shrine. Do the dragons watch over the land of their own free will, or are they in the grip of one of Aldia's spells? Who's to say? All I know is I will crush it in my hand. So yeah.
How many did that even give you?
14,000.
That's not too terribly bad then.
So yeah, we're gonna go up this lift now, as we say goodbye to Aldia's keep. Which, oh, there's an item I left. Oh well, I'll pick it up later, I guess.
Oh well, we'll find out what it is later.
Yeah. But for now, we're just going to continue onwards ahead to the next destination, which is almost an even shorter area, despite the fact that it may seem more complex.
That and the fact that the logic of how these two places are connected is fucking baffling.
Oh yeah, we'll get. There's a lot of impossible geometry in this game. You kind of get over it. Not in my case, because I usually just foam the map.
Take the cake.
Alright. As we walk out of here. Nothing for us to pick up anyway, but let's go through this hallway. And welcome to the Dragon Eyrie.
Oh wait, it gets better.
There's a castle. And dragons. Even though technically we should be over Aldia's keep, we can't see it.
And hi, Emerald Herald.
Yeah, so let's see what she has to say.
Bearer of the curse. Long have I awaited one such as you. One who might shatter the shackles of fate.
Really now?
One who can set me free.
Set you free?
Bearer of the curse. It was my own manifestation that led you here. The ancient dragon has watched over the world for eons past. Take this.
But she has given us an aged feather, which is very useful because basically it acts as a infinite homeward
Do
bone.
not resist.
So does
The
she was
dragon
technically
welcomes
trapped
you.
here?
No, she's doing that too. She isn't trapped because she's still in front. She's still in Majula anyway. That is all she has to say. Unfortunately, we'll be going through this. We will be exploring this place later, but for now, we're just gonna cross this bridge where there's a bonfire. Wonderful, wonderful bonfire. And I believe this will be the end of this session. So next time on Dark Souls 2, we'll be making our way for that castle up there. And perhaps see this ancient dragon that the Emerald Herald is referring to. I have been Genesis 013, and he has been Eric. Take care, everyone.
Woo! Goodbye.